this is Sherrie, and I have the honor of having David Morgan with me today to do an interview of the Morgan Report. And he is also it's silverinvestor.com. He is like the leading expert on anything happening in silver and mining. And he has been willing to talk to me today, even though he's very busy writing his subscription newsletter, which I highly advise to anyone who's looking at investing in silver to subscribe to, because it's really awesome and great information. And so David is here to talk to me about all the different things going on and the silver shortage, and then also the article and the way that I wrote today about the China reserve currency. Hi, David.
Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for the great introduction. I think I'll back up a little bit and say I'm one among many, and I don't know if I'm the top or not, and that's perception anyway. But thank you for the great introduction. It's great to be with you.
Well, the last time we spoke and we did an interview was last year regarding the emotional value of and the psyche of all the manipulation of the people that have believed in the metals. And so I really appreciate you doing this interview with me now, and especially since silver's still being completely manipulated, of course, and they're keeping that price low.
Right. Well, let me take a long breath and go through the manipulation again. I've been getting a lot of feedback from newer people on YouTube, particularly some on Twitter. But my view on the manipulation is yes, it is manipulated. But I also want to point out very strongly that the major trend cannot be manipulated. If it could be, silver would still be under $5. So the free market forces, the few that exist strong enough to move the market up. Gold's enjoyed about a 12-year bull market. Silver has had an equal bull market, although gold, I think, has been up year over year for 12 consecutive. Silver can't make that claim. It was off a year or two. Regardless, both are up significantly from the bottom in early 2000. I'd say the gold bottom was in 2000. The silver bottom was in 2003. But regardless, the main trend is up, and that can't be manipulated. But within that trend, it certainly gets smashed from time to time in large ways, and there's no reason for this other than to move the price down, scare people out of the market, and make them have second thoughts about whether or not they should be in the metal or not. So hopefully that's clear. I do not spend a great deal of time on it. There's other groups that I have contributed to freely, GATA being one of them. I think almost every interview I'm in, you can see the GATA print behind me. That is, I think, 249, if I remember right. Anyway, it's got a 49 in it, which I think is kind of cool because the 49ers, and I was born in San Francisco. But anyway, off the Super Bowl topic, back on to silver. So there are people that are kind of leading the way on the manipulation. I am not one of them, although I am pretty much aligned with them. I don't spend a great deal of time. And on the other count, this is what I don't like. Going back to our first or most recent interview on the psychology. To me, if you buy totally in the manipulation, it gives you an excuse. In other words, it comes from a position of weakness, not strength. It's like you've always got an excuse. Oh, I lost money on a silver trade because it's manipulated. Oh, I wouldn't buy silver because it's manipulated. To me, this is my opinion now, and you don't have to agree with it. It shows weakness rather than strength. People say, well, you can't trade a manipulated market. Well, I've got news for you. I've traded it all the way up and done quite well. So I think that too many people rely on it as, as a way out to not do their homework, to not study the fundamentals, to not do proper trading techniques or whatever it may be. I say don't use it as an excuse. I say use it as an opportunity. I see this as an opportunity to buy silver below its true value. I see it as an opportunity where we do win. No manipulated market can stay manipulated forever. None. It never has in history, and it won't this time. In fact, in my view, it's going to go down the record books as being one of the most awesome bull markets ever because of the manipulation. So there's two ways to look at any coin. You can look at the obverse or the reverse. I tend to be optimistic about it. I tend to look at it as an advantage to us. And does it frustrate us? Yes. Has it frustrated me? Yes. I coined the term scare you out or wear you out. on the Jim Paplava show many, many years ago when we get these long consolidations, which we're now experiencing. And people such as even myself, we get tired of this, but I think we're near the end of that consolidation. I think this will be a good year for silver and gold. And there's a lot of black swans out there. So something could happen in the next week, month, 2 months, 6 months that just sets this thing on fire. And as always said, I'd rather be 6 months too early than 6 minutes too late, because I think this time when the market goes, you might not be able to get in.
Well, speaking about that, there is so much information I've been reading recently about silver shortage, that there's a major silver shortage in reality. And so what do you know about that?
Really tough, as biased as I am toward honest money, silver, the precious metals in particular, all they represent, particularly freedom. I try to maintain, an objective look. And so here's what I know as a fact. Factually, the silver market is very tight. Factually, one of the best indicators on silver being tight is the bag market, or what some refer to as constitutional silver. I like that term. Often referred to in the trade as junk silver or junk bags. When that market gains a significant premium, that's a very reliable indicator that there is a tight supply. That's the case right now. 100-ounce bars are one of your lowest markup retail products. When they start to show a high premium, that also indicates a tight market. Those have gained in premium. Additionally, what people term shortage in certain products doesn't necessarily mean a shortage in silver overall. For example, the U.S. Mint had orders of, I've read, I don't know what the exact number is, but I've read it was 6 million ounces for January. They're not able to produce that amount. That's a flow rate problem. That means they don't have enough blanks to meet the demand. The supply is not sufficient to meet the demand, but that doesn't mean a shortage per se in silver. It means a shortage of blanks to fill the demand at the time. However, it does show demand, and I think that's what's important for people to understand is we're above 30, 31, been up to 32. We're in that 31, 32 range as we do this interview, but the demand is very, very strong at that price. So shortage, I do know of some of my colleagues that have called it that, and there is some information that I cannot disclose. It's basically under the rumor mill right now. It has to do with the recent dismissal of the silver lawsuit against J.P. Morgan. It was a class action, formed as a class action, but this could be reviewed and resubmitted with more pertinent information that really kind of digs in and drills down. I think, I know I've always said, I think it's very difficult to prove manipulation, but nonetheless, it does exist. I think it can be proved. I think if you get a sharp enough team, it could be done, but it will be a tough, tough fight. I mean, basically, you're going against entities that represent the power elite, which is the ability or the monopoly on printing fiat money, the ability to print money and get something for nothing. And they've enjoyed this something for nothing ride for a very, very long time at the expense of the world population. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
Right. Well, speaking of the world, Germany was looking at getting some of their gold back. But what's funny about it, I think they put 2012, by the year 2012, they were hoped to have gotten 70 tons of their 1,000 tons or something from the Federal Reserve in New York. So we're only talking, 7 years to get that amount. What do you think of that?
Yeah, sure. I think you misspoke. 2020, I think, is what you were looking for. But yeah, 7 years out. I mean, this is preposterous. I'm making a big deal out of it. John Emery made a big deal out of it at the recent gold show up in Vancouver, British Columbia. This is a big deal. And I think I'm going to be writing about this. And, unfortunately, my readers, my paid members are going to say, well, I already read it on the internet. But I'll give them maybe a slightly different take. But I'll say it now loud and proud. Look,
David,
this to me could be the start of a gold.
Can we continue this on this part 2? Let's do a part 2 in 1 second. All right, we'll be right back with part 2.